Picture this: someone walking carefully across their kitchen. Short steps, eyes on the floor. Moving slowly because they don't fully trust their legs anymore. That careful walk, the one that feels protective, is one of the most dangerous movement patterns a body over 70 can adopt. 5 exercises fix it, and one change makes all 5 work. After 26 years working with adults over 70, I keep seeing the same thing. People come in after a fall and say, "I was just walking across the kitchen. I wasn't doing anything unusual." And they are right. That is exactly the problem. Most people believe careful walking is safe walking. It is the opposite. Caution shortens the step, and a short step is what puts you on the floor. So here's what this video gives you. 1 change to how your foot meets the ground, and 5 exercises built on top of it. The heel strike walk, the high knee march, the stride length walk, the slow motion walk, and the obstacle step over. No equipment. Everything happens in your hallway. But before the exercises, the 1 change. Let me show you the numbers. More than 1 in 4 adults over 65 falls every year. That is 14 million people, 3 million emergency room visits, and in 2024, 43,000 people over 65 died from a fall. Not from disease, from a fall. Now here's the part almost nobody knows. Researchers can measure exactly how high your toes pass over the floor at the lowest point of every step. It is called minimum toe clearance. In 2014, a team publishing in Frontiers in Human Neuroscience measured it in healthy adults averaging 76 years old. 14 millimeters, about the width of your finger. That is the entire margin between walking and falling. Then they gave those same people live feedback on how high the foot was lifting. 20 minutes, 1 session. Clearance doubled, from 14 millimeters to nearly 28, and the calculated chance of catching a toe on a 1 centimeter obstacle dropped from 1 in 578 steps to 1 in 106,000. 20 minutes of paying attention to your feet. That was the whole intervention. Now you might be thinking, I have been walking for 70 years. I know how to walk. That is exactly the trap. Walking is a habit, and habits drift. Nobody decides to start shuffling. It arrives quietly, after 1 close call, 1 slippery floor, 1 moment of doubt. The steps get shorter, the feet stop lifting, and because it happens over months, your body never sends a warning. You do not feel yourself start to shuffle. You find out when you are on the floor. This is called shuffle gait. Steps much shorter than they used to be. Feet sliding forward instead of lifting. Upper body leaning slightly forward, eyes tilted down. And here is why it is dangerous. When your feet stay close to the ground, any irregularity, a rug edge, a threshold, a crack in the pavement, becomes an instant trip hazard. There is not enough clearance for anything to go wrong without it going very wrong. And because your weight is already pitched forward, the moment your toe catches, your body has no time to recover. Tripping is the most common way older adults fall, by most estimates around half of all falls, and roughly 3 out of 4 of them happen at home. Not on ice, in the hallway. Shuffle gait also signals something deeper. The muscles that lift your legs, your hip flexors and glutes, have weakened from underuse, and the signal from your brain to your legs has slowed down. Both of these are reversible, and I mean that literally. In 1990, researchers published a study in the Journal of the American Medical Association. They took 10 frail nursing home residents, average age 90, the oldest 96, and put them through 8 weeks of strength training. Strength increased 174%. Walking speed improved 48%, at 90 years old. Muscle does not stop responding because you got older. It stops responding because nobody asked it to work. So here's the change. From this moment forward, every step you take begins with your heel. This is called a heel strike, and it is how human beings are designed to walk. The heel lands first, your weight rolls forward through the arch and across the ball, and your toes push off behind you. With each step, reach your heel slightly forward, just a few inches more than you normally would, and let it make contact first. And lift your foot. Do not slide it. Pick it up, reach it forward, land on the heel. When you do this correctly, your step lengthens, your foot clears the ground, your posture pulls back upright out of that forward lean, and your hip flexors and glutes are asked to work again. One adjustment, and a chain reaction through your whole body with every step. Exercise 1, the heel strike walk. Most people who have been shuffling for years have genuinely lost the motor pattern of a proper heel strike. This rebuilds it until it becomes automatic again. Find a clear hallway. Stand at one end, one hand lightly on the wall if you need it. Begin walking, thinking about nothing except your heel. Every step, reach it slightly forward and let it land first. Feel the weight roll through the foot. Feel the toes push off. 10 steps forward, turn carefully with small marching steps, walk back. That is one set. 3 sets, 30 seconds rest between them. Slow down significantly. Speed is the enemy of relearning. The slower you walk, the stronger the signal you send to your brain. To make it harder, change the surface. Carpet, then hardwood. To make it easier, keep one hand on the wall and cut it to 5 steps. But before you make this a daily habit, one principle decides whether it works at all. Over 26 years, I have watched the same story dozens of times. Someone comes to me after a near miss, and their world has quietly shrunk. They have stopped walking to the shops. 8 weeks later, that same person walks to the post box and back without planning the route. What changed? Not 5 exercises. 1. Just the heel, 10 minutes a day. Consistency beats intensity, and difficulty is added in small increments, never in jumps. Exercise 2. The high knee march. Shuffle gait weakens the hip flexors, the muscles that lift your leg with each step. When they are weak, your clearance drops, and you have seen what clearance is worth. Stand behind a sturdy chair with both hands resting on the back. March in place, lifting your right knee toward your chest as high as you comfortably can, then lowering it with control. Then the left. That is 1 repetition. 15 on each side, 30 total, at a slow, deliberate pace. If it feels too easy, you are not going high enough. Stand tall throughout, and do not lean back as the knee rises. The work comes from the hip, not from momentum. Control the lowering just as carefully as the lift. To make it harder, march while moving slowly forward down the hallway, placing the heel first. To make it easier, hold with both hands and lift only 10 centimeters. Exercise 3. The stride length walk. Shuffle gait shortens your stride, often to half of what it was. A short stride is an unstable stride. It kills your momentum and pitches your center of gravity forward. Place 2 pieces of tape on the hallway floor about 18 inches apart. Step forward and land your heel at or just beyond the second piece. Then the other foot, same distance. 10 full strides down the hallway, then turn and return. 2 full lengths. Do not lunge or overreach. The goal is natural extension, not exaggeration. If 18 inches feels too far, start with 12. The distance matters less than the habit of reaching that heel forward on every step. To make it harder, move the tape half an inch further apart each week. To make it easier, start at 12 inches with one hand on the wall. 2 exercises left, and these 2 are where most people feel the change first. Exercise 4. The slow motion walk. At normal pace, we rely on habit and momentum instead of muscle control. Slow motion removes speed from the equation entirely, and every muscle has to work on its own. Walk at the slowest pace you can manage, so slow that each step takes 3 to 4 seconds. Lift the foot, pause in the air, reach the heel forward, lower it, feel the weight shift, push off. Walk the full length of the hallway, turn, return. That is 1 set, 2 sets. This will feel strange, and it should. Every wobble is your balance system being trained. Every correction your ankle makes is your nervous system rebuilding its responsiveness. To make it harder, close your eyes for 2 or 3 steps while near the wall. To make it easier, hold the wall and walk half the hallway. Exercise 5. The obstacle step over. The hallway is a starting point, but real life is rugs, thresholds, cords, and garden hoses. This trains the exact sequence your body needs in a fraction of a second. See it, lift high enough, land safe. Place a pool noodle or a rolled towel on the floor, about 4 to 6 inches high. Walk toward it at a normal, controlled pace. Lift your right foot deliberately, high enough to clear it with room to spare, and step over. Then the left. Continue a few steps, turn, return. 5 passes each direction, 10 step-overs. Do not rush the approach. Pick your foot up early, well before you reach the object. The goal is to respond in advance, with control instead of panic. To make it harder, vary the height or carry something light in one hand. To make it easier, step over a flat strip of tape. Before you begin, if you have recently had a hip or knee replacement, if you are being treated for plantar fasciitis, or if your doctor has advised you to avoid weight-bearing exercise, speak with your physician first. Always practice near a wall or sturdy chair. Wear non-slip footwear or go barefoot on a safe surface. If you feel sharp pain or dizziness, stop immediately. So here's what you now have. 1 change and 5 exercises that work as one system. The heel strike reprograms the pathway your brain lost. The knee march rebuilds the muscles that lift your foot. The stride walk restores the stability short steps took from you. The slow motion walk forces every muscle to work consciously. And the step over trains your brain for real life, not a clean hallway. Done consistently, not perfectly, consistently, they produce change that is real. The shuffle opens up, the steps get longer, the foot clears the ground, and the floor starts feeling trustworthy again. That is the difference between a life lived freely and a life spent managing fear. And it starts with 1 heel, 1 step, right now. Now I want to hear from you. When I described that shuffle at the beginning, did you recognize yourself? Leave a comment with your age and where you are watching from. And if you are also noticing stiffness in your hips or tightness in your lower back when you walk, there is one movement that unlocks the hip rotation your gait has been missing, and most people over 70 have never been shown it. It is in this video. Tap it now.